It's Friday night, and what the fuck are you doing? I'll tell you what you're doing. You're sitting home dreaming about sweaty, built men in underwear. And who better to do it with than the Iconoclastic Wrestling Podcast? And here's your host, Iconoclast and Dick Taco.
Welcome to the Iconoclastic Wrestling Podcast. I'm Iconoclast.
And I am your other host, Dick Taco. Now, we didn't have any shows this past weekend, right?
No.
So I guess we could just get right into the news then, right?
Oh, I did want to bring up something real quick.
All right, go ahead before we get into news. Go ahead.
WWE has finally acknowledged that Camacho and Tongaloa are the same person.
Who's Camacho?
That was Tongaloa in 2008
Where?
in WWE.
Oh.
He was in WWE for like a very short period. He was Camacho.
Must have been real memorable because I don't fucking remember.
And then they moved him to the alumni section. And then when Tongaloa showed up here, now, with the bloodline, they had Tongaloa on the active roster and Camacho still on the alumni roster.
You know, I can't stand that. When I got the WWE Encyclopedia back there, it gives you different definitions for each person, each personality.
Like what?
Like you get Scott Hall and Razor Ramon. You get...
Well, I guess they are different people.
Kane, Fake Diesel, and Dr. Isaac Yankum, DDS, are all three different ones. It's fucking stupid. No, it's different personas. It's like, you're going to do a different one for the British Bulldog when he was in the tag team, when he had the cornrows, and then when he wore the jeans with the corporation. I mean, like, how many times can you repackage these fucks? But anyway, let's get into the news here first. We'll do the WWE first. But our top story, WWE Hall of Famer, seemingly no cells being shot in ear.
All right, moving on.
No, that's just, I have to, for the people at home, the former President Donald Trump is a WWE Hall of Famer. And I don't think I have to say anything about what happened because we're not going to get all political here. And I just thought it would be funny to bring it up like that.
Joe Tessitore joining the WWE broadcast team.
Do you know who he is?
Yes, he's a boxing.
Yeah,
ESPN
he used to
boxing
do
coach.
ESPN with Teddy Atlas and Max Kellerman. He's
Yes,
a pretty good announcer, but I don't understand the move at all.
I only know that from Fight Night Champions.
Yeah.
Where
Joe Tessitore here with you with Teddy Atlas. Yeah.
And they would just do the same lines over and over, talking about, he's talking about how the national anthem is longer than most of his fights. You see, he's right out of there at the bell. It's like me when I was in school. As soon as the bell rang, I'm out of there. As soon as the bell rings, he's going straight over to his opponent.
Yeah, but that's Teddy Atlas you're doing, not Joe Tessitore.
I know, Joe Tessitore's
Teddy Atlas is like, he's the straight guy. Teddy Atlas has got like the Brooklyn accent or something.
Yeah, it's the color commentator. It's like Excalibur and Taz.
Oh, could you bring up a good team at least?
Excalibur, Taz, Nigel McGuinness are the GOAT of commentary team.
Whatever. Then you've been watching wrestling for 2 weeks. Rhea Ripley now listed internally as a babyface. Rest of Judgment Day are still heels. I understand that. You can't deny how popular she is.
Whatever. I don't give two shits about their love triangle storyline.
Well, it's going to be over soon.
Good. It's garbage television. Wrestling's an art form. I don't want to see this.
Finn Balor, speaking of the Judgment Day, signs on for 5 more years with WWE.
Well,
I have never cared for him since he came over to America full time there. I never have cared for him.
I liked him back when he was Fergal.
Fergal Devitt, Prince Devitt.
Yeah, when he wrestled under his real name.
And here, WWE seemingly puts Joe Hendry on the roster page. Just like you said, they're going to rob all the good talent from over there.
Well, that's why this deal exists.
Okay. What did AEW do at NJPW? See? Money talks, bullshit walks, man. Becky Lynch removed from WWE advertising, which, no surprise there. That doesn't mean a fucking thing. She's not going to show up in AEW. Not with Seth Rollins there. And they have the kids. She's just going to take time off. Now, the next thing I had was Natalya had her deal expire, I read on 7/12, But on 7/13, they had reported she inked a new deal. I don't know why. They haven't done anything with her since they were that gimmick where she was farting all the time.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
That's the last memorable thing she did, and I couldn't tell you how long ago that was.
Hornswoggle was still there.
What was the shit I told you about that Kevin sent me about her and her sister or whatever on Reddit? They were just rolling around in cake. It's like they're like pseudo lesbians. It's like he was like, "Yo, man, you got to see this shit."
Isn't she married to Tyson Kidd?
Yeah, she's been married to him forever.
Tyson Kidd, isn't he like
the last graduate of the Heart Dungeon?
Isn't he like debilitatingly injured?
No, he can't get in the ring ever again because he takes a bump, he could be crippled.
Oh,
but he did something where he broke his neck, but he was out forever. He had a really good tag team with Cesaro. They were the champs for a while. It was really good. All right, you want to take over here?
AJ Styles says a lot of Japanese matches get 5 stars from people who don't matter.
Now we know who that's talking.
Now, yeah, but AJ also possibly thinks that the Earth is flat. So.
Oh no, really?
He's one of my favorite wrestlers, but I remember listening to this thing. Well, for one, he grew up in a trailer park in Gainesville, Georgia, so he's not exactly all.
Do you know all his kids? You know the tattoo on his rib? It's all the names of his kids. It's like 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
They're all AJ something.
So it's
like George Foreman with the 5 Georges.
Wait, really? George Foreman named all 5 of his kids George?
Yeah, or 4 of them or something like that. Yeah, you never knew that? He used to have them on when they did the George Foreman grill commercial. Awful.
No, but there was a thing where they used to do that Talking Smack show or something where Bryan Danielson asked them, is it true that you think the Earth is flat? Do you think that your feet are flat? That's
what the fuck is it? People that think the Earth is flat. I worked with a girl who she got me so bad with this crap, I couldn't even talk to her. She kept telling me the Earth is flat. I'm like, come again? I'm like, you know those things, globes that they sell, right? They're circular. Circuitous. I'm like, does it ring a bell, the word? And I said, if the Earth is flat, what's out there in space? There's pictures of it. She goes, water. And I go, don't talk to me anymore.
God, the amount of strange characters that used to come through your former place of employment.
Kyle Lowry in the NBA, I think. Is it Kyle Lowry or Kyrie Irving? I think it's Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, he thinks the Earth is flat.
He's a fucking idiot. He's lucky he can play basketball because he's a fucking idiot. I get him
mixed up with Antonio Brown, the other crazy athlete.
That's football player. Yeah.
I only know him as the guy that took his jersey off and started doing jumping jacks.
Yeah, he took his jersey off. He played for the Jets. He threw it in his stands and he ran off and never saw him again. Next thing you know, they're like, there's a standoff outside his house. He's posted fake pictures with Tom Brady's wife, who wasn't really her.
Billy Jack Haynes. There's a standoff outside his house.
But all these people get famous for one little thing, like that Hawk Tua girl. You following any of that crap?
Oh, Jesus fucking
That nasty slut who says something outside of a bar when she's drunk. She got $20,000 for an appearance the other day. For what? Being a nasty pig? She was drunk?
Well, I mean, it's nothing different nowadays. I mean, in the 90s, your generation had Kato Kalin.
Yeah, but he witnessed a fucking murder.
No, he didn't.
He heard something that may have had to do with the murder.
No, he didn't hear anything. He was OJ's alibi witness. That's what he did. He said that him and OJ were out getting burgers. That's all he fucking did.
Yeah, I love that. And they couldn't pinpoint him here. You wouldn't remember a Bentley or a Rolls Royce pulling up in Burger King if you worked there in 1994. Come on.
And that's what he did. It's like every generation has.
Mrs. Simpson, your wife has been killed. Oh, Lord. Let me sit down. I'm so sore from hopping the fence. I mean, I'm so sore about how people treat each other. It's a shame that she was stabbed. We didn't say that she was stabbed, Mr. Simpson. Well, how else could she have died? But anyway.
Did you know he was originally supposed to play Terminator?
Yeah, and they didn't think a guy like OJ would be believable killing people. Go figure there. But anyway, I would like to do this little...
No place in wrestling for magic or the supernatural.
I can't deal with the Wyatt Six.
Neither can I.
It's very obvious this is a smoke machine. And
you can see the fucking smoke machine.
Well, that's pretty bad.
I saw it the one night when I watched...
But, are you actually interested? I mean, no. Bo Dallas is the most interesting one because it's Bray's brother, and he at least is, the head of the group. But even he's But...
Who cares about...
I'm tired of magic. And the same kind of people would say, well, you like The Undertaker back in the day. No, I didn't. I didn't like him shooting lightning. I didn't like when he died at the 94 Royal Rumble and he rose to heaven. Like, I didn't like it then. I didn't like it. If I had a podcast now, I'd be saying it. If I had a podcast then, I'd be saying it then.
Wait, what happened in 1994 at the Royal Rumble?
Yokozuna, the whole heel locker room came out to help Yokozuna. Now, The Undertaker had made this gigantic casket to fit Yokozuna's fat ass in. And speaking of fat jokes, before we get into any other news after this, I got to tell you how I got a warning from Reddit yesterday. Of all the shit I said, they picked out this to get on me. But no, they had this gigantic coffin. They had vignettes for weeks of him building it in like his workshop or whatever. He always did that. Like when he fought Kamala, like he would be building he'd be sanding the wood and everything.
Casket himself.
Yeah, well, he's an Undertaker. He's supposed to
go to the funeral.
But they locked him in there. The whole heel locker room. I mean, everybody that Fuji and Cornette managed came out, and they put him in there. Like, Crush, Shawn, everybody. So
they put Undertaker in the casket.
Yeah, and then they didn't have a Titantron back then. They had to the left or to the right, your left, their right of the entryway, this, like, 9-block setup. It was like a big screen. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
But they showed him in the casket. He was like, I will never rest in peace. And then it showed this stupid fucking... I'm not going to be able to show it because I'm sure we'll get copyright stricken for it. But I do have the live pay-per-view. It shows him, like lightning strikes, it turns white, and he starts to move. And then he's going up in the ceiling with wires. And they hit him with this white tint where he looks like he's a spirit. And I was like...
What was the storyline continuation for that?
He didn't come back till SummerSlam. So that's 7 months.
And then what?
Well, no, that was when DiBiase brought in the fake Undertaker, and it was Brian Lee.
Underfaker.
Yeah, well, he was Taker's best friend. And his hair was always in his face.
And then they fought each other. They had Undertaker.
At SummerSlam, yeah, that's when Taker started wearing the purple because the other guy wore the gray. But the worst part was they had detectives try to find the Undertaker at SummerSlam.
Oh, yeah, did they have like Leslie Nielsen?
And George Kennedy from The Naked Gun. I remember watching that at my buddy's house on a hot box. Pop made me come home early because the best match was the main event. It was Owen and Brett in a cage.
That sounds
really good, really good.
No, but that, like, so then
But that's what I mean. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now.
So then when did you actually start liking The Undertaker?
Oh, I do like The Undertaker.
But when did you start liking him then?
A lot of people don't like American Badass Taker, but I thought that was cool. Undertaker's like Madonna. He just changes with the times, you know.
What about in the late 90s when he was a cult leader and he would crucify people?
You know how I always talk about ratings poison, like when the Bucks come on? That was ratings poison. Because every time he used to come out, he used to do these fucking 20-minute diatribes about the ministry. We used to switch over to Nitro. Nitro was actually starting to gain ground.
The Ministry of Darkness.
Oh, and they had Midian, who became Naked Midian.
And then they had the APA.
Well, that was one of the good things that came out of it because they were a badass fucking tag team. Those things of them sitting in the back playing poker and beating up the jobbers when they got like in their face and stuff, or they'd be getting in bar fights. Oh, God.
And then they had the higher power storyline.
Yeah, that was just to put the corporation and the ministry together. Then you had the corporate ministry.
And then he kidnapped Stephanie.
Where to, Stephanie? Ah! That's at the end of the first ever SmackDown.
Really? That's when that
Driver! What about my dad? Where to, Stephanie? Yeah, that was awful.
What was the McMahon in every corner match? That was
WrestleMania 2000. That's the 4-way. It's
Big Show,
Rock, Foley, and Hunter. Undertaker shows up on the bike, but he's not in that WrestleMania. He's not in 10 or 2000. He's not in.
Rest in pieces. I forget who buried Paul Bearer.
The Undertaker.
Oh,
he put him he had him buried him in cement.
I thought it was like a popcorn machine. It looked like.
Well, he's obviously not dead, but he's dead now. But yes, but that's all I was saying though. There's no place in wrestling for this. I've had my fill of magic.
And supernatural characters.
Yeah, like Undertaker used to do the fucking the lightning from the rigging. Kane with the fire. You know, it's fucking stupid.
I don't know. The Kane fire stuff is...
Yeah, but like they do it to death, and they're going to do it to death with this, because now everything is done to death, because that's the way the world is.
Like, I remember the only time I tried watching Raw, and I had to turn it off, because the first segment was Chad Gable. After, 2 weeks...
Another guy surviving a gunshot wound.
Again, was shot in the head, shot in the temple, and then he was back. And then the Wyatt Six was like stalking him, and he was running around the arena, and you could see where the smoke machines were.
I heard Alvarez talk about that. I thought he was going to come through the monitor. He was so mad.
What?
Alvarez, when he gets going and he's pissed off, he's hysterical.
What was Dave saying? Well,
Dave wasn't on it. It was him and it was him and Mike Sempervive.
The ratings are the quarterly hours are
all right,
18 to 49.
I didn't have anything on here about making
18 to 49 demographic.
Yeah. All right, well that'll do it for the Fed. You want to go over to your favorites in AEW?
Oh, let's see. Fox Business, Tony Khan says 500 million people attended 110 AEW events
in 2024.
Is that like Goldberg's streak?
It must be, because I'm no math major, but I can't figure that out.
Yeah.
I mean, like 500 million people? 500 million people, WWE constantly sells out, and they don't have 500 million people a year. Like, think about it. Their average attendance is between 2,500 and, say, 5,000 for a TV show, right? Maybe 7 or 8 on a pay-per-view, and, like, Revolution did, like, 14. So there's
a lot of times they do over 10,000 for a pay-per-view.
Yeah, but even 10,000 over pay-per-view, if you had 10,000 people for 12 pay-per-views, that's only 120,000. Okay. Where did this fuck learn how to do math?
This obviously isn't true.
No, but he said it on it wasn't like he said it on like Busted Open Radio. He said it on Fox. Well, it's not a real news channel. It's Fox Business News. So it's not for real. But
Mariah May turns on Tony Storm. I actually saw this happen.
How was it?
It was really good.
But it's the reverse Virgil, right? Because nobody's behind her. She's the heel, basically.
Well, everyone's behind her. Well, from what I was reading, everyone wants her to win because she's a great heel. And
Mariah May?
Yeah, and they've built her up as beating Tony for this time.
Well, like I said, you knew the whole thing was coming because, I mean, she was really nice to her. It wasn't like where, Virgil had to wipe the shit off of DiBiase's shoes and all that stuff.
Virgil, get down there. Think
about your mother, Virgil.
Why did he say think about your mother?
I don't know. He just threw it in there because DiBiase was a genius. That's why.
Virgil was better.
No, he wasn't. That was all he had. SummerSlam 91 was his big moment when he won the belt.
Mike Jones, a.k.a. Virgil, a.k.a. Vincent, a.k.a. Curly Bill, a.k.a. Shade.
Oh, boy.
You better get on the...
You just want me to put those pictures up there again.
Yeah, because I love Virgil. There's some characters in wrestling that just make me laugh. And there's two of them are Virgil and Billy Jack Haynes.
Yeah, but like Billy Jack wasn't meant to make you laugh. I mean, now he's making you laugh because he's a fucking screwball. But I mean,
he vomited on a guy.
Yeah, I can't find any pictures of that. I mean, and I can't show the video or else like.
Well, because WrestleMania 3 is in such bad quality.
Well, no, mine is in bad quality when you watched it because that's from that was a VHS that was dubbed, burned to a DVD, and made digital.
Yeah, well, of course it wasn't bad quality, but...
No, it was big. But I will tell you, burning VHS tapes to DVD is better than taping something off TV. The quality winds up better. But yeah, so Mariah's going to be the heel because the crowd's been in love with Tony forever.
I still think Mariah's going to win it all in because she's from London.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah.
Tony, isn't she Australia, but she lived in England or something?
She's from Australia, but she went to England to wrestle. Yeah. Same thing with Aussie Open.
Yeah, that's right. Swerve will lead Team AEW against the Elite.
I didn't see this promo. I skipped it.
But it's just Swerve and Mark Briscoe. Don't make me bring the DMX back out.
Yeah, it's just the two of them, and then the Elite, which is
it's Okada,
the Bucks, Jack Perry, and Hangman.
Yeah, but we think Hangman's going to turn, don't we?
Well, Hangman, the whole point is that Hangman's like Kane. He's a loose cannon.
Yeah, but Kane's was a wrecking machine.
So is Hangman.
Yeah, but he's not like big like that. I mean, like the guy's 7 foot tall.
Hangman is stiff. Watch the match he had with
He's stiff because he... Never mind.
Watch the match he had with Danielson and Dynamite. That was a great fucking
I did watch it. That was a good match. But a lot of it has to do with the other worker.
They beat the shit out of each other.
Tomohiro Ishii
will be in...
Yeah, he's going to be here for the rest of the summer in AEW.
Well, because he's not in the G1, which I can't keep up with the G1 now because for months, New Japan's website has been undergoing maintenance.
You were telling me that months ago. You were saying it.
Their American website has been undergoing maintenance for months now because I usually used to always go on there to look at results of shows. And now
I wasn't able. I lost contact with the best of the Super Juniors because of the same reason.
And now I think they're still like if I go here, like when we go to their website, njpw1972.com, it still looks like shit. Like
I'm glad they finally got an American website though, because when I used to use Kevin's password, just trying to find the shit, it was like,
oh wait, sorry, that was Great Khali. Speaking of, I gotta talk about Great Khali for a second.
Go ahead.
Great Khali is a fucking cartoon character.
Always was.
When I see him, even when it's just a video of him doing push-ups, he just looks like he's a cartoon character. He looks like
he's got that big inbred jaw.
He's got that tiger tattoo that he got on his neck.
I knew a girl that saw him work out at the gym. Yeah, near Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Said his penis was as big as your hand, like your foot. Like soft. It was as big as your foot. And I wear a size 12.
He's like 7 foot 7.
7 foot or something. He couldn't move worth the fuck though. Did you ever see that Punjabi prison match? I'm still trying to figure out how you win it. It's like they put him in the ring and put sticks around him so they couldn't move. It's like they turned him into. Remember when you were a kid, you put the potato in the jar with the sticks through it. That's what I thought they were doing.
It's like a thing. Wasn't there a match with Randy Orton and Batista in the Punjabi prison?
No.
I just remember
that was Undertaker. It was either Cena and Khali or Undertaker and Khali.
I just remember seeing something where Khali came out in the Punjabi prison and he just started shaking it.
He was not.
I remember I've read stuff that people say he's the worst ever WWE World Champion.
I don't know about that. I mean, I'm not going to dispute it, but they used to have him. You couldn't even understand what he's saying because he's got some kind of mental retardation from the giantism. But they had him and the guy who used to be his manager. I forget his name. But when WWE Classics on Demand used to be on the cable, he used to introduce the shorties, the little short matches. You couldn't fucking understand a word he said. It was like, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Just get to the word so I can read what the match is.
I remember seeing this thing where he would like crush watermelons with his hands.
Oh, his hands are gigantic. He could palm a Chrysler LeBaron.
Oh God! Okay,
you been following this guy in AEW hologram?
No, that's on Collision. I don't watch Collision.
Turn that fucking shit off, will you? Stop it. Turn it off. It's apparently Aramis from AAA. And I looked him up. No wonder they like him. He's very acrobatic, like the rest of the roster.
Call them all petite wrestling.
I didn't say that. You did.
Speaking of, Marco Stunt's back.
Marco stunted growth.
Yeah, he makes Jack Perry look like Batista.
Yeah, he makes Jack Perry look like, normal. Britt Baker, Mercedes Moné for All In. Has that been announced yet?
They're building towards it.
I mean, they're definitely going in that direction. So,
Marshall and Ross Von Erich signed a short-term deal with AEW.
They had a tryout with them last year or something.
Yeah, I remember that was on Rampage. They do that. Their finisher is the Stereo Iron Claw.
Wow, that's amazing. Let me tell you.
The Iron Claw.
That hurts if you actually get somebody in the head. You do the thumb and the pinky here. You can make somebody bleed from that.
CJ Perry has left AEW.
Yeah. I didn't realize she was still there. Ric Flair.
Did you realize Miro's still there?
No, because these guys, they send them home forever because they got nothing for them. And a lot of these people are more than happy to sit on their ass for their money.
Like Scorpio Sky.
He's still there? Sitting on his ass doing that promo on the can the 1 week?
No, he was sitting on his couch drinking wine.
Ric Flair's partnership with AEW has seemingly ended.
Yeah, no more Woo Energy drink to fuel your limousine riding days, jet flying nights.
And no more wings!
What's he going to do? Go wrestle that match in Israel he said he could wrestle?
What match is that?
I remember seeing something. I think this
He's going to wrestle Netanyahu?
I thought that this was after his last match because he wants to wrestle again.
How do you have a last match?
And he says
if you keep coming back,
he found a promotion in Israel that will let him wrestle.
Oh God! He always said he wants to die in the ring.
Yeah,
he keeps it up. He's going to get his wish.
Did you see his last match? I think he had a heart attack.
Well, he said he went to the doctor recently, and they're like, "You had a heart attack." They put like your X-ray up and everything, and he goes, "Yeah, it's a little black area on the heart." He goes, "Well, I didn't have any symptoms." He goes, "It doesn't matter. That part of your heart's dead."
It's Ric Flair.
Yeah. Here. Wings! Will Ospreay wants out of the Don Callis group.
Yes,
asked in a backstage pre-tape for 7-3.
Yes, I saw it. Don Callis was not happy.
But he let him go. And I said, hopefully Callis...
It's because it's building towards Callis attacking him.
Yeah, but he has to do better than Kyle Fletcher. Because Kyle Fletcher versus Will Ospreay, that don't make your dick hard. Come on.
Well, I mean, who else is the Don Callis family? Kyle Fletcher.
Take a shit, but they already wrestled.
Yeah, it was a great match, though. Take a shit.
Actually was. That's because Will's in him, though. He makes everything great.
Will Hobbs.
Yeah. You know my feelings on Hobbs.
Trent.
Maybe. You haven't done it yet, so maybe.
Tiling.
Who?
I don't know.
Trent Beretta Stone and Tile from Voorhees, New Jersey.
Yeah. Corbin Handyman Services. And then Moxley Plumbing.
That's right. I gotta go snake and drain. Death Jitsu. Fuck up septic tanks.
Fuck shit up.
I know. Not when we're talking plumbing. It's not.
Mox is one of the best wrestlers of our generation.
Oh my god.
First ever Triple Crown champion.
It's hardly like being like Ric Flair being the NWA, WCW, and WWF champion holds more water than Moxley holding.
It'll be NWA and WCW champion. It's basically being the same thing.
Well, they had to, yeah, but it was them, but then it was separated. But when they stripped him of the WCW title, he was technically still the NWA champion. They didn't fill that till the next year.
Oh god, that fucking shit still doesn't make sense to me.
It didn't make sense in 1991 to me.
I don't know. The NWA hasn't made sense since the 90s.
Yeah, they stopped since the split with WCW. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they were with TNA for a while, but
yeah, that was better. But
now I forget who's the current NWA champion. Is it
EC3.
I would say, is it still EC3?
He's putting the belt up a lot too, from what I hear.
Where they do, I know, I saw stuff. It's depressing watching their shit. They do like a pay-per-view.
Oh.
But then it's not a pay-per-view.
Yeah, but people actually have to pay for it to view it.
No, then they won't do a pay-per-view. It'll be like, they'll advertise it as a pay-per-view for people to come see it, and then they'll just air it as episodes of Power.
Like, in entirely?
No,
like over a couple of episodes?
Yeah.
That's what G.I. Joe used to do. Remember I told you about Arise, Serpento, Arise? Well, they took the movie. When the movie came out, they split it up into episodes over a week. That's fucking lame. You just wait for the shit to come out there.
Well, that's Billy Corgan's booking.
He's just just because you're a wrestling fan doesn't mean you should own a company or a book.
Tony,
if you're listening, write that down.
AEW is
better than Billy Corgan. I'll give you that.
Please. NWA hasn't been good since Kurt Angle was the NWA champ.
He wasn't NWA champ.
TNA.
He was one of the. Okay. He was one of the first TNA champs.
Wait.
I
don't know if he ever actually held the TNA belt. No, the NWA belt.
He didn't. He had that IWGP belt.
The third belt.
Yeah, from Inoki Genome.
Yeah, from Lesnar. And then he wrestled Nakamura, and then Nakamura brought it back.
Yeah, because Lesnar stole it over a contract dispute. That's a lot of people don't talk about Brock's time in Japan after he blew his tryout or he got cut from the Vikings. Started a fight during the last preseason game. I mean, he took his helmet off. He would have fought the whole Kansas City Chiefs team, and he would have killed them.
Yeah, yep. And then he would have.
asked their wives for piss videos. Thank you. Brian Danielson wins the Owen Hart tournament. So
great match.
Your theory about him going to All In to win the title, because I don't see how Swerve goes over there.
He won't.
And then maybe Ospreay beats him in his retirement match. Because really, in retirement matches, guys usually lose.
Unless you're Sting.
Now, Fritz Von Erich didn't lose his either, I remember. But it makes no sense. He beat King Kong Bundy in World Class for the America's title. Then you gotta vacate it right away.
That's what Sting did.
Yeah, that don't make any sense. That gives you an extra step in your booking that I don't think you need. Especially you don't need to have it all, complicated like that. Bang Bang, the Gang Bang Gang, the Bang Bang Gang, stripped of Trios title.
Yeah.
Thank Christ. Get rid of it.
That's how they retire it.
Just like we were talking the other day at dinner. 6-man tags people don't get involved in because it's usually a good team and somebody else. Unless you have the Freebirds. These guys were okay, which I think they should have let them use the Freebird rule.
The reasoning was that because Juice was not an active part of the team when they won the belts.
Yeah, he was injured. He had back problems or something.
Yeah, back surgery.
Yeah. Kenny Omega not cleared to begin training yet. I kind of figured that's what I mean. Saying he'd be back for All In would be a stretch.
I don't want to talk about this Ronda Rousey stuff further down.
Hold on. I'm not going to go over it like that. Don Callis has put a target on Dynamite Kid Tommy Billington. They need to sign him. He wrestled again the other night.
Did you see that? I don't watch Collision.
Oh, he did like these flying head scissors into tombstones. He's stiff as a fucking board, that kid.
Is that Dynamite Kid's son?
Nephew. Same name, though. Tommy Billington. That's the same name as he had.
I don't know. That was on Collision. I don't watch Collision.
Well, how can you not watch Collision?
Basically like a 2-hour... People say it's just it's like WCW Sunday night.
Saturday night.
There
was no Sunday night wrestling.
Or WCW Worldwide.
That was on in the morning. Willow Nightingale crowned as a new champion at CMLL. Did you hear anything about this?
No.
I think it's one of the belts that Vakir vacated on the way out, which we're going to talk about that
she
in a
just
couple
left
of minutes.
and didn't put over anybody, which I think is shitty.
It is. You're supposed to do business on the way out, and she'll pay for that if this doesn't work out for her. But I loved watching, somebody had a video of her walking, and it's like, yeah, I burned bridges, but fuck it, I'm fed for life.
You know, they fucking sent her to NXT. Why does everybody...
No, they did not. They were going to, but... Well, wait till we get to that, because I have notes about that. I have notes about her first couple matches. Send me that, will you?
Okay.
And stop hitting the button. Stop it.
I was turning it down.
I'm tired of hearing it. Is that on YouTube?
No, it's from Reddit. And apparently that's the music that Kali put in himself. That's the kind of music that Kali listens to.
Fucking jerk off. Samoa Joe written off AEW TV to film Twisted Metal Season 2.
Oh.
Did you watch any of that show?
No, did you?
No, and I'm a huge fan of the game back in the day for the original
Let's
PlayStation.
See, I text you. Fat Chick Thriller. What?
Trent Beretta written off AEW TV due to undisclosed injury. Hair transplant. He has a couple of jobs to do, putting tile up in somebody's basement. Wake up, you jerk off!
What? Oh, great, Google.
Now listen to this. Get ready. Jake Hager claims it's Sting. I can't even get this out. Never put anyone over in AEW like, oh dear, Chris Jericho.
I am the learning tree!
But how can you say that? The only person he ever put over was Ospreay, because you can't do anything but put him over, even if he loses.
I mean, Sting was undefeated, but...
Was he?
Yeah.
He never lost?
We only wrestled like 23 matches, though. They were all tag team matches.
He is part-timer.
They were all tag team and trios matches.
Yeah, but
Sting's entire purpose in AEW was elevating Darby.
Yeah, but Chris Jericho's not doing anything. Like, when this learning tree crap finally goes away, you're not going to remember who the fuck Brian Keith was.
Bounty Hunter? Bad Apple? Speaking of learning tree, there was this segment. I saw it on Reddit. Big Bill put it on his social media. Big Bill was talking to a herd of goats about the learning tree.
My point exactly. About why this is the drizzling shits, this whole thing.
Big Bill, the Redwood.
He has to have CTE or something to think that... Jericho! To think that this is good. Like, some things I can get used to. Like Okada saying, bitches! I love that. For his generational talent that he is, being a comedy wrestler, I can still deal with it.
No, he's a comedy wrestler, but he still has amazing matches. It's the best of both worlds.
Kerry Silken, former Ring of Honor owner, says ROH not being treated very well under Tony Khan. No! What does he think? He's the only one that knows that? Says he doesn't care how much money Tony has. It's like he doesn't care. And I said, my sentiments exactly.
He's playing with his toys.
I forget Ring of Honor's even around sometimes.
Hey, well, Roderick Strong's challenger for the Ring of Honor Championship at Death Before Dishonor.
Oh, God. They should just unify that with the AEW World title. Just do it on like an episode of Dynamite. Have Swerve beat Mark Briscoe, or give it to Mark Briscoe. I don't care. Just get rid of it.
Mark Briscoe is AEW World Champion.
Tony Khan says Adam Copeland is on greatest run of his career. I don't know how you say it's great. I don't think he's doing that bad. But how can you even say that when the guy's fucking hurt now?
He jumped off a cage.
Yeah, he's 50-some years old.
Hulk Hogan said that was a very bad idea, brother.
It's not going to work for me, brother. I saw a picture of Mercedes Moné where somebody put the mustache on her and the thing, and she said, that's not going to work for me, brother. It was on Reddit or something.
I didn't realize something, that he's got some kind of beer brand, And he's
Real American beer. I just saw it last week.
He's denying that he fired a brand ambassador for being black.
Oh, dear.
I remember I was watching Jersey Shore relatively recently, and they had like these night cams.
Is that why you said that today?
Yeah, they had like these cams in the rooms at night, and it just made me think of how you described the Hulk Hogan sex tape.
I know, you were like, I never saw it. I'm like, dude, it's like watching two old people fucking from an air conditioning vent in the ceiling.
I can't find it. I've looked all over.
Did you ever find the Royal Rumble one?
That's old China.
Yeah, but the guy with Ric Flair, that's Ric Flair in the high heels.
I don't want to watch China. Nope.
All right, let's get to the Stephanie Vakir stuff now. All right. Now, I followed this story from the beginning. I had Stephanie Vakir was getting offers from both AEW and WWE because of her stellar showing at Forbidden Door, which we both said she showed up Mercedes in the ring.
Yeah.
As of 7/10, she left both CMLL and NJPW, and the rumor is she's going to WWE. Now, as of 6:30 that evening, she had signed with WWE. Apparently,
still holding belts.
Yeah, I'm getting to that. Apparently, CMLL and NJPW were not happy. CMLL is the ones that informed New Japan. CMLL said they wouldn't stand in her way, just do business, as she still held a portion of the tag titles. She didn't. She left. Then, as of 7/13, her first WWE appearances were to be 7/13 and 7/14 in Mexico City and Monterrey, respectively, talking about sticking it up CMLL's ass on the way out. She took on Isla Dawn in WWE debut down there. Yeah, she should have done business on the way out, because like Roddy Piper used to say, when you leave the territory, you always got to give them the proper notice. 6 weeks if you got a belt, 4 if you're on top, 2 weeks if you're doing jobs. They would let you go, but you got to do business. And I don't agree with that at all. Like, if she's a stellar talent who I didn't really know much about until I saw her wrestle Mercedes, and she really did show her up, because Mercedes is good in the ring, though. She's way better in the ring than she is on the mic. But Maria Kanellis enduring health crisis as steroid surgery has kept her in a limited role with Ring of Honor. Well, isn't Ring of Honor in a limited role by itself? Will you wake up over there? Read some of these. It'll keep you awake.
I don't want to hear about Ronda Rousey.
I'm not doing Ronda Rousey. Nikki Garcia opened to coming out of retirement to take on Britt Baker. I would like to see that.
I thought she was injured badly.
Who?
Nikki Garcia.
Really? Is it her or Brie?
I thought it was Nikki that had the spine surgery. Didn't you watch Total Bellas?
No. I did a little bit. I watched Total Divas when I was married the last time because I had no choice. But
they had where she would do the one finisher, the rack attack. That
where she did the the torture rack and she dropped.
Yeah, well, probably that fucked up her spine. She had to have surgery.
It's called a rack attack because she had those fake tits put in. Okay.
Torture rack. That was Luger's finisher.
Yeah, but you drop and then you whatever. Hardy Boys, the challenge for the TNA tag titles. You said your exact words the other day was like, "Have you seen Jeff Hardy? What's the matter with him? He looks strung out."
Well, he always does.
Well, yeah. Davey Boy Smith Jr. signed 6-month contract with All Japan. Davey Boy Smith Jr. back from the dead. Otherwise known as David Hart Smith in WWE. QT Marshall wins first place in 2024 Atlanta Classic Bodybuilding Championship. He looks totally different now.
He does?
He's in hella awesome shape.
Let me look this up.
I found that on Reddit as well.
Because he was short and fat before.
Well, he's still short. I mean, he didn't get any lift unless he got lifts in his shoes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you see what I'm talking about? I was shocked myself.
It looks like he lost half of 60% of his body weight.
Yeah.
So is he in WWE now?
No, he's just doing that. I don't think he's anywhere. He's a backstage guy for them still. He just doesn't wrestle anymore. Remember they fired him and they brought him back?
I don't know. I remember he was doing the QTV thing with Hobbs, Johnny TV, and Harley Cameron.
We're going to see the Motor City Machine Gun somewhere big soon because they've gotten offers from both AEW and WWE.
My money's on AEW.
Yeah, me too, because I'm surprised they got an offer from WWE. That's probably only just due to longevity. They've been around forever. And I don't even want to bring this up, but former WCW World Champion David Arquette is on a mission to make people like clowns again.
What is this?
I don't know. I think I dropped the phone in disgust when I read it.
David Arquette.
It's not bad enough.
How long was he champion for?
Too long. DDP sticks up for him and says he did not want to do that. It was all Russo.
Yeah.
He had respect for the business.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it was Russo and Arquette's agent. Because Arquette was in some movie called
Ready to Rumble. That movie was a couple WCW guys were in it. It was fucking awful. I still don't think I've ever seen it all the way through.
All right, let's do our Guess the Programs.
Oh, we're doing a Guess the Program this week?
And then we'll be... I fucking told you I had them.
We're doing 1 or 2.
I got 4 of them.
All right. Hit me up.
Okay.
We got to set the mood. We're doing it the same way, right? You got to get territory, the year, extra points if you get the actual town, right?
Yeah. All right.
Do them slow because we got some time left. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me make sure I'm reading these right.
Leave out any belts that may give it away. You can tell me it's for a title, but don't.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dennis Condrey versus Terry Taylor. Alex Smirnoff versus Don
Alexis
Diamond.
Smirnoff? Is it Alexis Smirnoff?
It says Alex.
Okay, probably same guy. Go ahead.
Billed from Russia.
Yeah.
Bruiser Bob Sweetan versus Mike George. Special tag team challenge match. Abdullah the Butcher and Maniac Mark Lewin.
Ooh.
Managed by the Great Mephisto.
That's a fucking... Ooh, Great Mephisto is a clue, but Maniac Mark Lewin, Christ, that could be anywhere from the late 50s to the mid-80s.
Versus Austin Idol and Kevin Sullivan. Main event, heavyweight championship. Champion Baron Von Raschke versus Chief J. Strongbow.
Are we in Memphis?
No.
Damn it! All right, let me give me 3 shots to get there. Are we in the Minneapolis, Chicago area?
Way off.
Wow. Mid-South, Louisiana?
No.
Wow. All right, give it to me. I'm stumped.
July 15th, 1980, Macon, Georgia, Fred Wharton Promotion Wrestling, part of the NWA.
Fred Wharton, an offshoot Georgia promotion. Good job. I would have never fucking got that in a million years.
It was for
when you said Sweet Tan, Mephisto, and Dennis Condrey by himself, I was thinking Memphis, like 1980, 81.
Next one. Okay, this one.
I got to get 1 out of these 4. I'm going to be run off the air. Did you get them from that site I gave you?
No, I got this on Reddit.
That site's good, though. Was it Pro Fight DB? I say
okay. This I don't have the year for, but
all right. So let's just guess the territory.
I
might be able to figure out the year anyway if I'm decent.
Yeah, I have the day, I have the time,
all right,
and I have the venue where it is.
All right. Good.
Okay, Mr. Florida versus Frank Monty.
Mr. Florida. Jesus Christ, these are shit. Go ahead.
Is that a wrestler?
I'm going to be sorry I asked you to do this again. Go ahead.
Jack and Jerry Briscoe, Mike Graham, never drew a dime, and Manny Fernandez versus Hangman Bob Jaggers, Don Morocco, and Super Destroyer.
Okay.
Dick Slater versus Dick Murdoch.
Okay.
Double Russian chain match. Dusty Rhodes, Bugsy McGraw versus Ivan Koloff and Nikolai Volkov.
Is that the full card?
Yeah.
We're in Florida, obviously.
Yes.
Because of Mr. Florida and Mike Graham. Now.
Never drew a dime.
But you want to talk about where it's at? With that, you have the venue.
Yes.
Is it the Bayfront Center in Miami?
No.
All right. The Fort Homer Hesterly Armory?
No.
Where is it?
Al Lopez Field, Tampa.
Al Lopez Field. Al Lopez, former manager of Chicago White Sox. Go Sox.
It doesn't say the exact promotion, just says NWA.
No, it's Florida. It's Eddie Graham because Mike Graham's on the card.
Tuesday, July 15th.
All right. That's got to be, I would say,
right.
late 70s, early 80s.
This is... Ooh. Okay, I have the year, the location.
The location will give you the territory. But
okay.
All right.
Frankie Hill versus George Gatsky.
George Gadaski?
Yeah.
Scrap Iron George Gadaski. Fought Ric Flair in his first match ever, 1972.
Really?
Yep. So I think
Super
I know where we
Destroyer
are.
number 2 and Lord Alfred Hayes versus Evan Johnson and Dr. X.
Dr. X. Okay, keep going.
The Mighty Igor versus Cowboy Bob Orton.
Oh, okay.
Greg and Tag Team Championship match. Greg Gagne and Jim Brunzell.
Greg Gagne and Jim Brunzell, the High Flyers.
Versus Pat Patterson and Ray Crippler Stevens.
The Blonde Bombers. That's the main event?
Yeah.
We are in the AWA. I know that.
Okay, so...
But where in the AWA are we? Are we in Minnesota?
Yes.
Okay. And you want the year?
Yeah. Let's do the year.
1978.
Holy shit.
I got it?
Yeah, July 14th, 1978, Minneapolis, Minnesota, at the Minneapolis Auditorium, 8:30 p.m.
I was going to say the Minneapolis Auditorium. Thank you.
All right, last one here, and then we'll be finished. Okay. This is easy. I just want to Jake the Snake Roberts and Andre the Giant with Andre the Giant in his corner versus Earthquake.
Oh. Okay, keep going.
Casket match. Ultimate Warrior versus The Undertaker with Paul Bearer.
Okay.
I don't have
You say casket match or body bag match? Because they did them both that summer.
Casket.
I know what year this is. Go ahead.
I don't have the year on this.
But I don't. It doesn't matter. I know what year it is. This is a house show for WWF.
And the main event, Hulk Hogan versus Sergeant Slaughter with Macho Man Randy Savage as the special referee.
This is the WWF. It's a house show in 1991. And
did you guess the exact day?
No, but I will say it's in the Los Angeles Sports Arena.
No.
Fuck! Where is it?
Busch Stadium. July 14th.
Outside Busch Stadium, St. Louis? Wow. Well, I kind of got that one then.
The Hulkster. Tickets on sale, only $15.
Yeah, it's 1991. I tell you how much the pay-per-views were back then. The pay-per-views were only $15. I mean, they were nothing if you had one of them hot boxes. Joe, my friend up the street, we used to watch everything for nothing. So what do we got coming up next in the pay-per-view department anyway? What month is it? We got All In next month, right? And SummerSlam, right?
Yeah.
What matches have been announced for All In yet? Just like a handful, right? Not even. Let me bring them up.
All In
2024. Yeah.
I'll do it.
Well, I want to be able to follow along. Calm down.
Okay. Matches. There's only 2 matches that have been 100% confirmed. Time was Toni Storm, accompanied by her butler Luther versus Mariah May, and Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana versus Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, because he won the tournament. But we have predictions here from BritWrestling.co.uk.
Yes.
And they're saying, let's just go over this and then we can call it for the week. The second match announced, you just said that, Toni Storm, Mariah May. Here's your predictions. Let's see. What is that? You're thinking music?
Oh my God, that's hilarious!
Ospreay likely to be in a high-profile match at All In.
Of course.
Well, because it's going to be in great.
Last year at All In, he wrestled Jericho.
It's probably going to be him and MJF, I would say. Because MJF's on a heel tear after what he did to Daniel Garcia.
Got some good color, good juice.
Bryan Danielson, they're predicting Bryan Danielson will walk out of All In as an AEW champion. Yeah, but then he hands it over to Ospreay later in the year, maybe like Wrestle Dream. Because remember how good Wrestle Dream was last year.
Yeah.
But doing so at Wembley could be like an all-time moment, rivaling his winning at WrestleMania 30. And let's see. The Young Bucks are going to be against the Acclaimed and possibly the Blackpool Combat Club versus the Learning Tree during Stadium Stampede. They better kill somebody in that match this year then.
If they do that, if they waste the BCC on that, they better hang Jericho, Big Bill, and the Bounty Hunter.
They should. That Stadium Stampede, I remember coming back in from bringing the groceries in last year, and Moxley had all them skewers hanging out. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, Penna stabbed him in the head.
He's like, good. I could use these to unclog my sink.
That's when Sue came out with cookies for everyone, and then
I was laughing my ass off that whole thing.
Moxley kissed her, and then he took the cookie tray and hit Trent with it in the head.
Yeah, I laughed my ass off at that match because it was great. The first Stadium Stampede was the one they did during COVID, right, at the football stadium. That they tried to drown somebody in that match, remember? Wasn't it Matt Hardy? They tried to drown him.
Yeah.
I was like, holy Christ.
Hangman came out on a horse.
Oh, don't get me started on that shit.
Somebody chased Sammy Guevara with a golf cart.
Yeah, that was funny. I still have never played Stadium Stampede in Fight Forever.
Neither have I. I don't have the game.
Yeah, but I can't get into a lobby anywhere.
Because there's not enough people. You need like 20 people for it.
Yeah, but they were supposed to do something where they were going to, like, you would go into the lobby and it would populate with bots if you didn't have it.
I don't know. You're the one who keeps fucking buying the DLC.
Paid well, they're not coming out with any more DLC. They did Season 4, and then they put up, like, 3 days later, the Ultimate Edition, which they only do that when the game's done. People are like, on Reddit, you know, the sub I'm banned from, AEW Fight Forever. They're like, oh, you think they're going to come out with standalone DLC? No! Leave it alone. Oh, I didn't tell you. Well, I got a harassment warning on Reddit.
What'd you do?
After, the 45th president, they got shot in the ear. They had a picture of him being picked up, by the Secret Service. And I wrote, it took all 6 of them to pick that fat fuck up off the ground.
Sorry.
And then they said, that's harassment. I'm like, why? Did Trump complain? Did some guy down here said that about him? Give me a break.
What Reddit did you say that on?
I just said it like it was like unbelievable pics or something like that. And it's not even something I belong to. But it's like, I had written on there earlier in the day, I can't believe you could miss a head that fat. But nobody said nothing about that. I'm thinking I'm going to get in trouble with the authorities for that. So I had to go back and, I had to, verify what I was saying. But anyway, he no-sold it though, man. I got to give it to him on that. But good night, everybody.
Get your hand off my penis!